Hello, family. Welcome once again. So we are diving straight away into gold chart, all right, to see the opportunities we have for today and for the week. So we're going to do a top-down kind of analysis using a simple concept in wave analysis, using a trend line and the impulse correction, impulse approach kind of stuff. All right, so let's dive in. So this is weekly charts on gold. And the first thing, guys, pay very good attention. The first thing that we need to identify is to see the last two impulses in every move. Okay, so what is the last two impulses here? We can see we have an impulse here, we have a correction here, we have another impulse. So there we go. Then we'll now put our trend line here. Sorry about that. Bring your trend, draw it from here, impulse, correction, impulse. So we are done here. So that tells us here, as far as this market maintains and respect this trend, we are bullish here. Even though since the market has not broken this trend line, this weekly chart is strongly bullish. So we come to the daily chart here. So coming to the daily chart, you can actually, rearrange your trend to just to fit in here. Okay, and here then we'll look for the last two impulses here in this daily chart. Now we have different bias to this because we have an impulse, we have a correction, we have an impulse. Okay, so these are our last two impulses here. So you can put our trend line here. So these are our trend line in the daily chart, guys. So we are done here using this concept. Then we'll move down to 4 hours chart. So on the 4 hours chart, we're still going to do the same thing. What is our last two impulses? So when you come to 4 hours chart, guys, you can see if we draw our last two impulses to be this impulse, correction, impulse, and you can see that this actually has been broken. All right, so now that invalidates this trend. So here we're going to look into the downwards, the downtrend. We have an impulse, we have a correction. So if you take a look here, you can see that this one has actually broken this low. We have this has broken this low. So that tells us that the market is already in bearish downtrend in 4 hours. So we bring our trend here, drop it from here. Okay, so this is a very simple concept, guys, that if you master it, it will make you a lot of money. So here we have done. So what next? We come to the 1 hour chart. Remember, we are using this not just to trade trend, but we're using it for identifying patterns. Okay, so when you come to 1 hour chart, now you can see that the market actually, they are all respecting this trend. So what is actually happening here? The market is reacting at this trend. If I should arrange this properly, you see that the market is respecting the 4 hours trend even on the 1 hour. So, and now it has given us also another trend, because here we have an impulse, a correction, an impulse. So eventually, if this market respect this trend here, there's a trend to be drawn here. So if it respects this trend, then the market can give us a drop, okay, making it an impulse, a correction, an impulse. Okay, so that is first scenario that we might be expecting on gold. Secondly, that if this market also drops to this point, guys, if the market drops here and respect this one, it can push up to break this high, so making this more like a complex structure. Okay, so that is the two scenarios we are looking at on gold. So if you come to like 15 minutes time frame, also low has been broken, this low has been broken, so the market has given us an impulse, giving us a correction, an impulse. So what you should be watching out for is the pattern that forms here, because the market is going to spend a lot of time at this point giving us a clear pattern. Okay, so once that completes, that will tell us whether the market is going to drop or whether the market is going to move high. So at this point, if you're a scalper, then you can position yourself for a sharp sell, which might come to this point, or a sharp buy when the market has actually broken this high. So now it's not that so clear because it's just in between these ranges, kind of. All right, so that is what we have here for 15 minutes. Also for 5 minutes also, I think the same thing applies on the 5 minutes, that the market is just in between this move. Okay, so this is just a simple way for us to analyze the market to see what we have in place. Now, but if you take a look on it from the 4 hours angle, then you begin to see that actually, since this market has given us a complete tree wave here, so this might be a complex structure whereby we have this impulse, correction, impulse, then it comes up again, it drops, it comes up again, it drops until it comes to this point. So it might be, this might be what we'll be expecting for the week. All right, a complex structure like this. Also, but whatever happens, we follow the market as it gives us more data, and this is how we trade. Gold. All right, so if you come to Bitcoin, guys, so on the Bitcoin, we are on the weekly chart. So when you come on the weekly chart, what can you see? Now, you see, Bitcoin can be, you see here, I don't know whether this actually breaks this high. I doubt. Okay, no, it hasn't. You can see nearly for it to break the all-time high, but it failed. Okay, it failed. It didn't break the all-time high. So what are we doing? So the main trend still remains here. This is the main trend on the Bitcoin. Okay, this is the main trend on the Bitcoin because you have an impulse, a correction, and impulse. So this still remains the main trend. And something like this can be a little bit, dicey. And when you think it's going and it refuses to go, and if you don't pay attention to what the market is giving you, you might be screw yourself along the line. So having mapped out that this is our trend line in Bitcoin on weekly, all this sluggish move is just consolidating and a corrective for this last impulse. So what you'll be expecting is whereby this thing finishes what you're gonna do here and breaks this high, which we were expecting very soon. So we are done with the weekly. We come to the daily chart. So here on daily chart, guys, what can you see? Now here the market obviously is trending. All right, so we have our last two impulses. The last two impulses is obvious here. You can draw it here. These are our last two impulses, all right, which we've drawn here, and the market actually broken here. So what next do we do? You can see this intersection. Now I want to make something clear. Anytime you're seeing like an intersection of a trend, and it's trying to bounce out from a particular point, that might be an indication. If it respects that trend or it closes above that trend, might be a continuation that the market will keep pushing high. But anyway, let's not draw the conclusion yet. We come to the 4 hours. What can we see here? So at the 4 hours, guys, obviously we are seeing a downtrend. Okay, the last two impulses, never you forget that. The last two impulses, I have many here, impulse 1, impulse 2. So we check this to be what? Our last two impulses. Okay, so this is what we have on the 4 hours. All right, so on the 1 hour chart, you can see that, all right, the market is trending. And how do I mean? You can see we have an impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. So actually this is a trend line that the market has established here. So you can put another trend line here. So put a trend line here on the 1 hour. Now, but the fact that the market has broken the weekly trend is trading below the weekly and the daily. Okay, so we need to wait for a clear confirmation. And two things that might be happening is that the market might actually drop one more, give us a clear structure before breaking high. Okay, so this is what we're expecting on Bitcoin, where the market will drop before breaking high. All right, so if you go down to smaller time frame like 15 minutes, now we can see the same thing. That all right, so this whole move is not that sharp. All right, this market might actually drop one more to break this low before it starts moving high. But our main judgment should be on the 4 hours and daily. But on the daily, which actually is the main thing, tells us a lot of story that this market here has found a support at this point. The market is going to push high from here. All right, so this is how we roll it, guys. Now, if you want to learn more or you have a chart you want us to help you analyze, we are here for you. Thank you for your time, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video.